Losing weight can be a struggle. As a guy who lost 100 pounds, I know this very well. But believe it or not, your goals are way more simple to achieve than you would ever even think. So here's a full fat loss guide with some secret tips from a former fat person that you can apply to your journey to lose weight or get shredded. Dieting is hard. There's sadly no single thing that leads to extreme rapid fat loss. I would be lying if I told you so. But as a guy who had to do everything on my own, I've learned some trade secrets over the past couple of years. Sadly, I don't think you'll like the first tip most people need to hear to lose weight. Trust me when I say, some of the tips on this list, though, will make it feel like you're barely even dieting. So stick around. And so number one, you have to actually be in a calorie deficit. There, I said it, whether that be traditional cutting, intuitive eating, cutting carbs with keto, hell, even that is fine. You need to be in a calorie deficit to lose meaningful weight. I know it's been said time and time again, but it's because it works. You can't beat thermodynamics. No matter how many fad diets you go on, no matter how many fat burners you take, this is the only meaningful way to lose weight. And remember, just because you weigh yourself every day and see your weight go up maybe 2 or 3 pounds, maybe go down 2 or 3 pounds every single day doesn't mean you're actually losing that much or gaining that much weight within days. It's normal for your body weight to go up and down because of water weight, glycogen stores, hell, even if you didn't go to the bathroom that morning. Everything can impact the way you weigh. Now for the second tip of the day, this one will excite you. And this one is to actually do less cardio. Now hold on, isn't this counterproductive? Wouldn't doing more cardio create like a bigger calorie deficit anyways? Well, in all senses, technically yes. If you're doing hours upon hours of cardio a day, yeah, you'll be in a slightly bigger deficit. But the issue is, a lot of the time, it gives people an excuse to eat more because I'm burning more, right? I can eat more. The only issue is that cardio burns actually a lot less than people think it does. And a lot of the times, your body actually even compensates with the increase in expenditure by decreasing your NEAT levels, basically your non-exercise activity, throughout the day. Like, for instance, you might fidget less, or you might be less inclined to go on a walk and stay home and watch the game. This part is more anecdotal, but I found that when I was doing 4+ hours of cardio a week, I was hungry all the time. So I tested something out. I went from doing 4 hours of cardio a week to 2 hours of cardio a week. And I, of course, made up for it by dropping my daily allowance by about 200 calories. And something I noticed is that I instantly felt better. Not only that, but a lot of the times your cardio can actually affect your strength training if you're doing it in excess. Now, overall, I'm not telling you to drop cardio entirely. I'm just saying that nothing more than 2 to 3 hours is really necessary. Now for our third share of the day, it's so good, it almost sounds clickbaity, and that's to have cheat days. Jeff Nippard made an entire video on this topic alone. It's astounding what just having a break day or two can do to your body. Now, I'm not telling you to have 2-3 cheat days a week where you eat from Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, where you sit down and eat 6,000 calories in a single serving. No, I'm just saying if you have break days, basically days where you eat just at or above your maintenance every once in a while, it'll be good for your body. Whether that be every Saturday you eat just at or above maintenance, or if you run a 4-week plan followed by 1 week of maintenance, you have to give yourself breaks. And believe it or not, it'll actually increase your gym performance to give you better results even. This study right here shows that if you have cheat days, basically refeed days, as you go along, it can lead to greater overall fat loss and keep your energy expenditure higher as you go along. Now this next tip will have you feeling full every single day on the diet. Not only that, but it'll probably lead to the best health benefits out of anything else on this video. And that's to increase your protein and increase your fiber. Now, it's a generally good guide to have your fiber intake at about 30 to 40 grams per day, give or take. It's good for your digestive system, and it gives you a lot of fullness for little to no calories. But I found myself that the higher you increase your fiber levels, the more full you feel. As a 6'3" guy who was only eating 2,000 calories a day, I found it was hard to lose weight. I was so hungry all the time. So I increased my fiber, and I realized the higher and higher you go, the more full you get. I even increased it to 100 grams a day, and I noticed that I felt so full, I felt so stuffed, I didn't even feel like I needed to eat anymore. So eat more fiber, and next, protein. I don't even need to tell you the multitudes of positive effects that protein will have on your body. It'll give you better body composition, it's the key to muscle protein synthesis, it's everything for a healthy diet. So just as a general rule of thumb, try to get a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, just eat 200 grams of protein and you should be golden. If you can't actually hit that, don't worry. You can actually achieve like the same results eating like 70% of the protein. Now the next thing is the only thing that kept me sane in my diet. This saved my ass the last 30 pounds. Now imagine you come home from like a shitty day at school or something and you realize you only have like 300 calories left. Now on a normal day, this would crush your spirits, but with the Ninja Creami, this would lift everything up in you. You would get so excited. Knowing you get to come home to a low-calorie, tasty ice cream every night is an amazing feeling. So the next tip is to buy a Ninja Creami. You will not regret it. It's literally healthy ice cream, and it's not like it's a small amount either. This stuff can fill you up from like an empty stomach, and that's coming from me. So that's why I'm also giving you a couple of my own personal favorite Ninja Creami recipes. They're all low-calorie and high-protein. I have the first 3 recipes on my channel if you want to go check them out after this video is done. Of course, you have to be on the lookout for more to come. Trust me, they'll be out soon. And as we're on the topic of food, I need to talk about drink as well. So I'll tell you about a former fat person's best friend, and that's Diet and Zero Soda. Don't be afraid to rock that diet soda train. Trust me, there's like literally 0 side effects. As long as you drink it in moderation, it's literally like a step below water. Don't believe what you read on the internet. You won't gain handfuls of fat from drinking it. You won't sprout wings and fly away from the harmful chemicals or anything. And if anything, it'll actually just make you feel more full between meals. And I'll actually let you in on a list of the best ones of these. My first is actually just Dr. Pepper Zero. It's phenomenal. It's better than the original in my opinion. The next up is Cherry 7-Up Zero. If there were a true oasis on earth, the water fountains would be pouring this stuff. It never gets old. It's amazing, it's fizzy, it's definitely the best out of these 3. The next though is probably the most practical, and that's A&W Zero. Having 0-calorie root beer is amazing because you can like literally have it with the Ninja Creami and then boom, you have a virtually 0-calorie root beer float. Now, as we're talking about soda, you know what soda contains a lot of? Caffeine. And that brings me to the next step, which is to drink more caffeine. Caffeine doesn't stunt your growth. Hell, it might speed it up. Just look at me. And it'll certainly aid in your weight loss goals. Not only does it suppress your appetite, but it literally increases your energy expenditure due to you just being more energized in general. So now, of course, limit caffeine. Try to have less than like 400 milligrams a day generally. It keeps you full, it fuels your workouts, and it even improves health if we're talking like drinks such as black coffee specifically. Now, as we're winding down the video, let's share some of the more niche things that can save you hundreds upon hundreds of calories without even realizing it. And that's to make subtle changes. If there's a low or no calorie version of a product, get it, trust me. For instance, 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is 180 calories when you could switch it out for 2 tablespoons of PB2, which is only 60 calories. Another perfect example is oil. A tablespoon of this is like literally 100 calories. And I know I was cooking with damn well north of like 4 to 5 of these things every time I made a family dinner. It's so many useless calories when you could just cut it entirely or switch to like spray, which is like 20 calories max. The next one is stay away from sauces and salad dressings in general. It might suck, but ranch is like 150 calories per serving. That's freaking insane. Honey mustard has like 70. And barbecue sauce isn't much better at like 60. And I know this might not sound like much, but it stacks up over time. So for an alternative for those, I recommend mixing Greek yogurt and ranch mix to make a low-calorie ranch dressing. For honey mustard, I'd just say switch to some low-calorie alternative. And for barbecue sauce, try G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. It's literally amazing and comes in like many different varieties. Now for our second to last tip, it's a mindset change. And that's to be real with yourself. You wouldn't expect your phone to charge in 5 minutes. You'd expect it to charge in like an hour. If it requires you losing more than 2 pounds a week, then don't do it. If you want to go from 200 to 150, for example, then it should at least take 25 weeks. Upwards of nearly a year. Keep in mind though, your goalpost might change, especially for my heavier folks. I know this example perfectly. If you're in the high 200s, possibly even 300s, and so on, you'll get to your goalpost and you won't be happy with your weight and you'll want to change it again. And so this brings me to my last tip, and that's to be kind to yourself. You'll never like the way you look if you hate yourself along the way. I do have experiences with this, with under-eating and then binging, in turn causing me to lose a lot of muscle mass and made a very negative mindset with food and calories in general. If you're not happy with the way you look right now, trust me, you will still be unhappy with the way you look when you're lean you'll just be fit. Now, I'm not saying if you're 300 plus pounds that you shouldn't lose weight. I'm just expressing with nowadays, and especially with the rise of social media, it's almost normalized to be unbelievably negative. People say whatever they want with little to no consequences. And a lot of the times it gets in your head, and eventually it comes full circle, and now you're your own biggest hater. Don't do that. Promise to me on your journey, you'll be kind to yourself and kind to others. And with that somber and a little corny ending, I'm gonna leave you off here. If you want to join me on my new journey where I'm finally bulking, like and subscribe. And if you need an insight on a pretty decent push split, no bias, you can click here as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you join me again, and I'll see you another time, my friend.